Hey everybody, this is Tom with the Board Gamer. Today we're going to do a quick overview and review for this game. If you want the full how-to, go ahead and click this icon up here or the link in the description. Now let's get into it. Disney's Sorcerers Arena is a 2 or 4 player game for ages 13 and up, with an average gameplay length of 30 to 45 minutes, published by the OP. The basic overview for Disney's Sorcerers Arena has players battling it out with teams of 3 Disney characters. Players will play cards to help them move and attack in order to knock out their opponents to gain victory points. The game ends when one player has collected 20 victory points or runs out of cards in their deck to draw. The player with the most points wins. Disney's Sorcerer Arena had a bit of mixed reviews in this household. Personally, I found it to be full of good ideas, with a few working better in theory than in practice. Either way, this arena battle game hits you with a bit of nostalgia for some of your favorite Disney protagonists and a few antagonists. Let's take a look at everything inside the base game, as well as the Leading the Charge expansion, and see what it has to offer. The components for Disney's Sorcerer Arena are a bit unique. To start, the acrylic standees look great. Oh, and just a heads up. These things all have plastic covers that you might want to remove. I had a bit of a hard time removing them, or even noticing them to begin with. But once I removed them, the standees really popped. The plastic rings that go over the standees that indicate the health and show which player controls them is a nice touch. However, when adjusting the health, you may have to completely pick up the standee to adjust anything. It was a great idea. I just wish it worked a little better. The cards have fun references to the characters, like Scar's Be Prepared and Elsa's The Unknown. The text on these cards does leave a bit to be desired though. The size of the text is uniform across all cards, which is usually a good thing. But since some cards require more text than others, the cards with the small amount of text just look like they have a large amount of empty or wasted space. One thing I do really like are the status effect markers. This is a neat way to keep track of everyone's status effects without losing track of which character has what, really cutting down on any confusion. These ideas make the game look great, even though some are a bit rough around the edges in my opinion. One thing I think Disney's Sorcerer Arena does very well is the rulebook. The rules are set up in the form of chapters, so you are learning the game bit by bit. It reminds me of some video games where once you master or get close to mastering a skill, you get to upgrade it, and it builds on what is already there. This method of teaching the game makes it easier to learn and teach others. The gameplay itself also works well with the standard attack and movement to compensate for when you do not have the cards for the characters you're currently using. Unfortunately, the size of the text on the cards can make it hard to read, which makes it difficult to play at times. All in all, the game does well to guide players, but can have a few hiccups along the way. This battle game is a very good strategy game. Some of the strategy begins even before you start the game with the characters selected. A good example of this is Scar. He has a few cards that work well with other villain characters. You can get lucky with the cards you draw, but how you play them, especially when you discard some for extra damage, makes it lean more towards strategy every time. So if you want something a bit more random, this is not the game for you. But if you like strategy battle games, this could be the one to look at. Disney's Sorcerer Arena has a good amount of replay value on its own. But by adding one of the many expansions, like the Leading the Charge one here, makes the replayability even higher. The different combinations of characters you can play as really expand the game for more and more enjoyment. Also, the ability to play at different levels, or chapters, as the rulebook calls them, allows for you to play a longer or shorter game, further increasing its replay value. Basically, if you like this game, you will have a good amount of replay value, but you might need to buy multiple expansions to get even more characters. Now, the theme and emotional connection for this game go hand in hand. It's Disney. The nostalgia from the past movies and the joy of the newer films add to the fun. Every card I played, especially from this Leading the Charge expansion, was followed up by a lyric or two from the movies. Those songs are forever stuck in my head. Also, another fun thing I would do whenever Elsa was knocked out was quote Olaf. Elsa, dead. Anna, dead. Wait, Anna's not even in this game. If you are a Disney fan, you will enjoy this theme and hopefully have a similar emotional connection to it. It is a bit weird to have them fight each other, but since games like Kingdom Hearts and Super Smash Bros., this doesn't seem that far-fetched. The bottom line here is if you're looking for a 2 or 4 player battle arena type game and are a fan of Disney films, this is a game for you. If you enjoy strategy and synergy with other characters, this expansion is for you. Personally, Scar is my favorite in this expansion, but Elsa and Buzz bring their own style and play really well. However, if the little things bother you, like text size, or not so smooth of health trackers, maybe find someone else who has the game first to try it out and see if it really bothers you that much. This board gamer says, lead the charge with your favorite Disney characters, new and old, to battle it out. Not boring, but can have some minor issues. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you're bored now, click this for more games.